Invisible cities, the easiest way to travel to your hidden world. Reading might feel like a luxury in our busy lives. We often think that reading difficult or lengthy books is a privilege reserved for those with vast knowledge and refined tastes. However, reading is actually the most affordable and accessible form of travel, open to everyone, and one of the most powerful tools that enrich our lives. Today, I'd like to introduce you to Italo Calvino's Invisible Cities. At first glance, it might seem complex and literary. Yet, this book never excludes readers who feel they lack knowledge or refinement. Instead, it is a magical book that awakens the greatest abilities we all share: imagination and sensitivity. Through this essay, let's explore what Invisible Cities is about and why it can add a special meaning to your life. 1. Invisible Cities, opening the door to a mysterious story. Invisible Cities, published by the great Italian writer Italo Calvino in 1972, is a novel with a unique form and narrative style. Unlike typical novels with exciting plots or dramatic events, this book is structured differently. The basic plot revolves around Kublai Khan, who rules the vast Mongol Empire, and an Italian merchant named Marco Polo. Kublai Khan, eager to learn about his expansive empire, listens as Marco Polo recounts the many cities he has visited. However, the cities Marco describes do not align with any Kublai Khan already knows. These invisible cities exist in Marco Polo's memory and imagination, reconstructed as unique landscapes. The book consists of 9 chapters, each containing several short stories of cities categorized into 11 themes: the city of memory, the city of desire, the city of signs, the thin city, the city of exchanges, the city of eyes, the city of names, the city of the dead, the city in the sky, and more. Each city is like a poem, evoking vivid imagery and profound reflections with just a few sentences. Examples include the city Zora, which cannot be visited twice, the city Zerma, which prevents you from seeing what you desire, and the city Leonia, where people cannot recognize each other. The most significant feature of this book is its exploration of imagination and the limits of narration. Marco Polo strives to describe the cities he has seen to Kublai Khan, but language always falls short of capturing the richness of lived experience. Cities constantly change, memories become distorted, and Kublai Khan's understanding remains limited by his own perspective. The book continuously asserts that the essence of a city exists in an invisible realm beyond language. Reading this book is not merely about following a narrative. Through Marco Polo's stories and Kublai Khan's dialogue, we are encouraged to deeply reflect on cities and humanity, memory and forgetting, desire and despair, and the meaning of life. These are universal human experiences, accessible to all, regardless of knowledge or refinement. 2. The implications of invisible cities: a new perspective on life. Now, let's explore the significance Invisible Cities holds for our lives and the insights it can offer. This book is not distant or abstract. Instead, it serves as a powerful lens to re-examine our surroundings and ourselves. 2.1. Opening new eyes to the world. What is my city like? We all live in our own cities. These could be physical spaces, communities we belong to, or even our inner worlds. Invisible Cities encourages us to look at the familiar landscapes of our daily lives with fresh eyes. The old buildings seen from a bus window, the market streets we pass every day, and the people who seem the same every time, we no longer see these as mere background after reading this book. What memories might be embedded in that building? What desires might pass through those who walk these alleys? What meaning does this city hold for me? The cities Marco Polo describes are not so different from our own lives. Some cities cling to the past, others hold vague hopes for the future, and some evoke nostalgia for things that are disappearing. This book helps us see our own cities not just as physical spaces but as living, organic entities layered with countless stories, emotions, memories, and desires. This new perspective isn't limited to urban landscapes. We can apply it when understanding the people we meet daily. What kind of city of memories and desires might they carry? What is their invisible city like? These questions can greatly enhance our ability to empathize and understand others. 2.2 Expanding Imagination and Inner Exploration, Discovering a Map of the Self. When we speak of accumulating knowledge and refinement, we typically think of acquiring facts and information. However, Invisible Cities shows us that the essence of knowledge lies in using imagination to open new possibilities. The cities in this book are imaginary places that don't exist. Yet paradoxically, these imagined cities help us understand our reality more deeply. By engaging our imagination and visualizing our own version of Marco Polo's descriptions, we break free from rigid thinking and expand our intellectual horizons. For example, imagine the city of Baldera, where arching bridges rise into the sky and inverted bridges support it from below. Such a city challenges our perception of the boundaries between reality and fantasy, the visible and the invisible, and the actual and the reflected. This exercise in imagination isn't just literary enjoyment, it can help us generate creative ideas and find new solutions to problems in daily life. Moreover, the book offers an opportunity for self-reflection. Just as Marco Polo describes cities, we can ask ourselves, what kind of city of memories do I live in? What does my city of desires look like? What name does the city I dream of carry? In doing so, we discover hidden landscapes within ourselves and gain deeper understanding of who we are. Reading is ultimately a journey that explores both the external world and the invisible world within us. 2.3 The Importance of Language and Communication, Limits and Possibilities of Words. Marco Polo painstakingly tries to describe the cities he has seen to Kublai Khan, initially using gestures and sounds, then later language. Yet, no matter how sophisticated his descriptions become, conveying the essence of the cities proves difficult. The same words can be interpreted differently based on the listener's experiences and memories. This limitation of language and narration mirrors the communication challenges we encounter in daily life. We often feel frustrated, asking, "How can I fully express my feelings?" Or "Why doesn't anyone understand what I mean?" Invisible Cities acknowledges these difficulties but also highlights the power of language to stimulate imagination and foster empathy. Although Marco Polo's words are imperfect, they spark Kublai Khan's imagination and provoke new questions. This teaches us that the essence of communication is not just exchanging information, but stimulating the other person's imagination and empathy. Practicing thoughtful speech and empathetic listening can enrich our relationships. 2.4 The Finite Nature of Life and Rediscovering Value, the Beauty of Transient Things. Many cities in this book are destined to disappear or change. Memories fade, desires shift, and even physical cities erode and rebuild over time. This mirrors our own lives. Everything is finite, nothing lasts forever. Yet, the book does not dwell solely on the melancholy of things that fade. Instead, it reminds us that being finite makes things more precious. It asks us to consider the significance of cities of memory that will one day vanish and cities of desire that will inevitably change. Every moment we live today, every person we meet, and every experience we have, though destined to fade, creates new invisible cities within us through memory and emotion. This book invites us to live faithfully in the present, to be grateful for the important things around us, and to reflect on how we can shape our own city. It will accompany us on a journey to discover the true meaning and value of life beyond material wealth or fame. 3. Reading, a great beginning. Explore your inner city with Invisible Cities. Do not think reading requires any extraordinary knowledge or refinement. All reading needs is the courage to open your heart and step into the world the author unfolds before you. Invisible Cities is different from ordinary novels. Yet, it is precisely this difference that makes the book so captivating. Do not search for fixed answers. Simply follow Marco Polo's stories and let your imagination paint your own cities. Feel the comfort certain cities bring, the questions others raise, and the sorrow or joy they evoke. The process of reading this book will itself become an artistic experience and a meditative moment of deep self-reflection. Let go of the pressure to understand everything. Simply enjoy the landscapes your mind creates as you read. Perhaps you will discover your own invisible city that you've never noticed before. Knowledge and refinement are not measured by test scores or the amount of memorized information. They arise from the broad perspective of understanding the world, empathizing with others, and reflecting deeply on oneself. Invisible Cities serves as an excellent guide to help you begin this journey. I am confident this book will illuminate new paths and brighten hidden alleys in the city that is your life. Now, take Italo Calvino's Invisible Cities and open it. Begin the simplest yet grandest journey, step into Marco Polo's stories and into the depths of your own soul. It will be a remarkable experience that enriches your life.